pops to the side.
Ugh.
Like, they don't know that's in your mouth.
My ex-husband does dip. He dips. No, he
Yeah,
dips
that's what
the
it
gloves.
is. Oh my goodness.
And he talking about me smoking cigarettes. Negro. Your breath smell like 2 weeks up. Anywho.
Oh my goodness. But they feel like it's better than smoking, I guess.
It's not.
It's not. I wonder if you still get the lung damage and stuff.
Probably. And mouth cancer. Oh, you didn't know that.
All right, y'all. So you've learned something in that. Let us welcome the people to the show.
Let's welcome them.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the A Podcast.
Yes.
I am your host, J.R. Knight, and I'm being joined by...
The fabulous co-host, Yaya Day. Whoa, wait a minute.
What my name is?
Yaya Dawn. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did mention my ex-husband, so
It threw you off.
it threw me off.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious, yeah. So, yes, we were just having this random conversation about snuff and tobacco. Oh my goodness. But I wanted to, in that, I've learned something about you. It's just crazy how the most random things help us know like who someone is, which kind of leads us into today's topic, is who we are.
And you know what, JR, I was thinking when I was thinking about that, how we were going to start this. You're new.
Mm-hmm.
And so being
So
new,
many things new.
yes, trials and tribulations,
Okay.
I understand. But I feel that this is the time that I get to know you as well
Absolutely.
as the members of the audience.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So talk to me. Tell me a little bit about us there, Knight.
Oh my. So there is so much about me. Okay, so much. And sometimes I want to just share it all, just pour it all out.
Right.
But then I just think like, who cares really? That's one thing about me, is that I'm always wondering like, who cares? Nobody cares about you, sir.
Please.
I'm telling you.
Okay, that's that stinking thinking, and we're gonna work on that.
Absolutely. We gotta work on it. Yeah, we gotta spray it.
If
We gotta
nobody
order
else
it.
cares, I care.
And I know that this I know. This I know. Life has just been faced with so many downs, but more ups
Okay.
than I can even imagine. I think about my childhood often. Like typically when people ask me like, who am I? Tell me something about yourself. I immediately go back to like this 9-year-old version of myself. And I think about that person. It's like a snapshot of him pops up. And then I fast forward to like, the past 5 years of my life. And then I just start telling them about myself. But before I speak out, that young Tommy, that junior just flashes. For some reason, I don't know why. I have no clue why they haven't. I literally never shared that with anybody. But yeah, so who am I? Who am I?
Who are you, Jan?
I am a person who loves like family. I love dogs and animals just in general. But I do love dogs. I love beautiful things. I am in love with beautiful things. When I met my partner, one of the things that I shared with him, I was like, my eye will always wander. What I will not do in this relationship is pretend that I don't see beauty. I don't care what it is. If it's a beautiful man, a beautiful woman, a beautiful table, a beautiful flower, a beautiful word on a wall, I am going to look at it. Okay, I'm going to take mental snapshots and carry it with me for the rest of my life if I can. This is something you need to know about me. Okay. So he was like, okay. And I was like, and I encourage you to do the same. We should not be cheated of recognizing beauty.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Okay, because what I'm doing right now is taking snapshots because you are gorgeous, Serenity. Yes. But yeah, it's just so many things about me. I tell you, I can be talking all night. Well, I can't talk all night about myself because that's another thing about me is that it's hard for me to talk about myself in a way where I feel like it's braggadocious or yeah, just that, just braggadocious. I'm over complimenting myself or lifting myself up too much or something like that. It's the weirdest thing. So you should see me in interviews, like job interviews, or something like I don't want to answer that question. It's just so hard.
But listen, seriously, sometimes we have to be our own hype person.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay that you hype yourself up.
Yeah. I feel like I'm hearing this from somebody who's had to hype themselves up quite a bit.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't that sad though?
It is.
But you got to do it.
If I don't, who will?
You better start RuPaul. Because if you don't love yourself,
How the hell you
you love somebody else. Okay. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, sometimes we do have to do that. And then sometimes we are blessed to have people in our lives, whether it's for a season or for a lifetime, that becomes our hype person.
And I think that you have that.
Yeah.
I think that you have that, and I call you blessed for that.
I do what I can. I do what I can. I do what I can. So yeah, but yeah, tell me, like, I was thinking, or at least wanting to know, because I try not to think. This is another thing about me. Is I try not to assume a lot.
All right.
Because that is dangerous territory.
Very.
That is dangerous territory. So I like to just be blank as I possibly can and just learn about people over time. And I'm going to share something with you that I've just been like refraining from expressing since I met you. Is that you remind me so much of my mother. I cannot take it. It's like the way that you look, your presentation, the way that you smile and love on people, the way you encourage people, you lead with your heart. It's so surreal. And my mom, she's living. I left her back in Alabama to be harassed by my little brother. My 9-year-old brother is giving her double hockey stick on it with his little 9-year-old self. These little 9-year-old troubles. He's not a bad kid at all, but he is extremely active, and he makes sure that her arthritis and gout is not gonna slow her down, because he got to go play with his best friend Nikolai. Okay.
Oh my God.
He got to meet Nikolai at all the places.
I love that.
So yeah.
What I love even more is that your mother has a 9-year-old son.
She does have a 9-year-old son. Oh my
gosh,
goodness.
that's a whole nother episode.
And then you remind me of her. No, just
I say that as coming from you. I say that as a very high compliment.
Oh, it is. It certainly is. It certainly is. It made me feel like I was home. Coming here to Dallas, and so many things new. Like I was saying earlier, it's a lot of new stuff happening in my life, and it's like all old things were just kind of left in Alabama. Okay. I'm trying to refrain from saying left behind, but left in Alabama. And then I get here and I meet them, I'm like, Mama.
Listen, we all have a doppelganger.
Okay, that's the truth. That is the truth. My goodness. So what makes you, what makes a Yaya Dawn Yaya Dawn?
Oh my gosh. What makes Yaya Dawn who she is? Oh, so I'm going to share this with you. Since you love beauty, right? And so think about what's the most beautiful flower that you've ever seen or that comes to mind?
An orchid.
An orchid, okay? And that orchid is planted in dirt. And that nourishment for that beautiful orchid comes from the dirt, right? So I have a lot of dirt. A lot of dirt has nourished Yaya Dawn. That's the best way I can put it. And my dad told me, because I was sharing some things with my father, and he gave me that analogy. He said, baby, it's the dirt. The dirt is where you get your nutrients from.
Yeah.
So don't try and change just the soil. It is what it is. You just continue.
Just grow. Just grow. Oh my goodness, I love that. Oh. Ooh, I'm always using like tree. That was earlier today. I was talking to you about using a tree analogy, and I couldn't think of a sapling. But you had it, girl. You had it. Yes, ma'am. I love me a tree analogy. I really do. That is beautiful. And now you will also have me thinking of you, not only when I look at my mom, but when I look at my favorite plant, which is an orchid. And I have so many of them in my house. I just love orchids. With a non-smelling self. How can a flower be so beautiful and don't have a fragrance?
Good question. Good
That
question.
is just, it
has no smell
infuriates
at
me.
all?
None at all.
Wow.
It is so, but
Well, I guess maybe its beauty
is enough.
is enough.
And it is, because I got plenty of them, honey.
Well, there you go.
Okay, and your beauty is enough. You didn't even know it was going ahead. Oh my goodness. So you have me thinking about like what makes me and this who we are episode. I think one of the things that make me who I am is something that I'm so intentional about, which is just listening to people with great intention and listening a lot. I love listening, and I get it from my grandmother. I was having a conversation with Noonday in a prior episode, and he had brought up like his grandmother, I think, or some elder in his family, but it made me think of my grandmother. The topic of his conversation, or the subject of his conversation, made me think of my grandmother, and grandmother was just an amazing person, and just everything about her, I just wanted to be. She was just,
Sure.
and she was so flawed at the same time. I mean, she was so flawed at the same time, but she was just an amazing person, and she had some really interesting friends, and they always talked a lot about everything. But they weren't gossipers. They were just like, it was like facts. Like they just talked about the facts that were happening in the community or with people or family, which to me is totally different than gossip, because it wasn't like in this messy standpoint or this, that it was just like, it was almost like information. Like that's how they shared the news. But it was just, I mean, which people probably see it as gossip, but it was nothing catty about it. It was just like, okay, they'll even end stuff with like, yeah, we want to make sure we pray for this person, or we'll do this. So can we get together and help them, or can we do this? So they, I'll just cook. Oh, I'll just send them a plate. I'll have, Bubba go take them a plate over. It was just stuff like that. And I just got so much out of listening to them. And I think that's why I am just a great listener to this day. I just listen.
And I commend you for that, because I talk a lot. Believe it or not, I am something I was called in my younger days. Not too much younger, but so I'm not that old. But definitely outspoken. Yeah, I think that was it. I was outspoken and I was boisterous. But I always felt that, growing up, sometimes I felt that I wasn't being heard. And so when I got the chance and the opportunity, I used my voice, and I kept using my voice, and I don't think I've shut up since adulthood. I don't think I've shut up.
Wow. Yeah. I do remember being young, and people just didn't want me to speak, and I still get that to this day, because I've always like try and have people just think about things differently.
You really do. You're an expert at that.
Okay. And I've been like that all my life. My teacher in school, in elementary school, called me a why child. And I was like, what is that? And she was like, because you always want to know why. You're just always asking why. And I'm like, I just want to know, you know, like I just want to know the details. The why to the whys was important to me. But yeah, that's just something, I guess, interesting about me, I guess.
I love it because you actually, you make people, well, I'm not going to talk about people, I'll talk about me. You make me look at things differently.
I definitely try.
You do an amazing job of it.
I definitely try. It's just so many ways. It's just like, I always believe that like what you see is not what you get.
And I'm the exact opposite. I always say with like, okay, take this for example. I've always said that what you see is what you get with me. I'm an open book. If you want to know anything, just ask me. I don't mind telling you. But I always wanted to be my natural and authentic self. So the nails and the makeup and the hair and all and the lashes, that has never been me. Because I felt that all that stuff was facetious. You know, and it was covering up who I really am. But I'm learning. I am learning that it's okay to have some adornments.
Absolutely.
They're not taking away from who I am.
Yeah.
And sure, well, they're taking a couple of years off. That's a good thing.
You know, we'll take that. We'll take it.
But yeah. I used to feel like I was somebody completely different when I did something different to my hair or something like that. I really felt like a different person. I know.
That makes sense to me, though. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Like, if you want to feel like, it's even like when I'm thinking about when like you and Noonday and myself are talking about like what we're gonna wear, and I'm just like, what is my go-to? Do you know?
You comfy and casual.
I said wear something that makes you feel confident.
Confident. That's what it is. I knew it was a C.
Yeah, it was because you gave me 2 C's. Comfortable and casual.
Confident.
Yes, I said whatever makes you feel confident.
So the next time I can come out in nothing.
I will tell you this: if I came out in nothing, I would not be confident at all. I would be super far from confident.
Okay. So we'll just, the camera will only get this part.
Okay. Baby, I'll be way up under there, baby. I need the camera to get this red here. I'm confident about my locks.
Listen, no, well then, you know, I gotta take, you know, where we have to go. It's a must. We have got to go to either Haulover Beach in Miami or to Tampa.
I feel like these are nude beaches.
Well, Haulover Beach is definitely a nude beach, and Tampa is the nudist colony capital of the world.
And the other one is called Haulover.
Haulover Beach.
I feel like that's what people would do when I walk out here. They would just.
I promise you they won't. I promise you. You will get you may even get a new appreciation.
Okay. Oh, well, I mean the best body. If I would be the best body out there, then I know I don't want to go. Please don't take me to Haulover Beach.
Okay.
Like, I'm the best body here?
Well, you know, I mean, hey, here where you fit in. I've been to Haulover once.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm gonna have to hear this story one day.
No, because I was clothed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I was more so thinking about what you saw on
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I can
okay, yeah.
That's a different episode. That's a different episode. I've seen some things.
Oh, I can only imagine. I would have to imagine probably. It takes my imagination.
Let me just say this about Yaya Dawn. She is a voyeur.
Really? That is so interesting to me. Am I a voyeur? I don't know if I'm trying to see, like, am I a voyeur? Like, I don't know. Who am I?
Oh my goodness.
When it comes to that, like, I haven't the slightest idea. But I am in Dallas now. Oh, I have a part. I shall never know.
No, actually, there are some places that you and your partner can go together.
Oh, yeah, no, I cannot with you, honey. You should have been Yaya Night.
Hey, hey, you asked the you wanted the
What
topic
happens in
to
the
be
dawn stays in the dawn.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So, I was also thinking about with regard to like who you are. What was I thinking? Oh, when I was talking about like me flashing back to like my 9-year-old self.
Yes.
I was wondering like what parts of the Yaya Dawn that we see today, that we get to experience today, is reflective in like a younger, innocent version of yourself that you likely it was brought forward, like it's still here.
Good question. You've got me on that one.
Because for me, it's still the why.
Yeah.
Like, I was called the Y child by that teacher, and I still XY to this day. It has not changed.
I was, as a child, well, so my mom was in the Air Force. And so I was raised by my grandmother and my grandmother's sister. So, they took turns taking care of me, so to speak. But I mainly stayed with my Nana, and that was my grandmother's sister. And so I think she spoiled me a lot. I was very spoiled. But I grew up around older people. So I've never, ever wanted to, even in my younger years, when the cool thing was to go out and hang out all night with their girlfriends. Well, my girlfriends were my mother and my mother and my dad's sisters. That's who I would hang out with. But I think that I've also always been curious, and I love to read.
Totally.
Listen. So
Books?
Yes.
Oh.
Remember I told you I was very outspoken? So I spent a lot of time on quote unquote punishment because I'd run my mouth in school. But I don't think that my mom realized that.
Wait a minute, and the punishment was reading?
The punishment was being in my room.
Oh, okay.
This was pre
video games.
Yes.
Okay.
Pre video games, cell phones,
Pre-TV?
beepers. No, we had a TV.
Oh, okay. I'm like, how old we are there?
Yeah, no. We had televisions.
Okay.
the kind with the radio, with the stereo, like the TV was in the middle and the speakers were on the side and the turntable was on top. Yeah.
Built in?
Built in.
Oh, goodness.
Yes. But I would get in trouble a lot because I talked a lot in school. But I don't think that my mom understood that what was going on in my classroom, it held little interest for me. I was in kindergarten and I would go to the third grade classrooms at story time to read to the third graders. So I loved reading. I was so into Nancy Drew, oh my gosh, and the Hardy Boys, oh my gosh, and Pippi Longstocking.
Okay, I know.
You know who Pippi Longstocking is?
Heard of that one.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah.
Thought you had lost me.
Nah.
Woo. Okay.
So,
Breathe.
you didn't like to read?
No. So my mom can't read.
Okay.
And so this is just like, cause I just said like you remind me so much of my mom, but my mom cannot read. And so when or let's say she is not a strong reader because in these decades, she actually has learned to read a little.
Okay.
A little.
Okay. Well, hell, you don't have to know how to read these days.
That's true. Okay, that is
You
true.
can speak into the mic
Okay.
and Chat
Yes.
GPT will just.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, except she doesn't know how to read that.
Gotcha.
You know, to download the app or to find it.
Right.
You know, unless she just learns the picture and then she's like, okay, this is the photo that I have to click to bring up this thing to do this. But I'm saying this to say, when I was young, I was like, I have to learn how to read because I see how mom struggles not reading. So it made me want to learn how to read more. And when I learned how to read, which I was like 4 reading, I used to read. Mom was just instantly started giving me all her meal. And so I learned how to be a great reader in like an order of words, I would even say, because of me reading my mom's meal. Now, I feel like I've lost that mental acuity over the years for reasons I shall not mention.
Right.
Yeah, so for that reason, just reading a lot of mails and bills and insurance papers and sales ads and things like that all my life, I just didn't read. I didn't really want to read. Outside of one year, me asking my mom, she decided, well, she was given permission to buy us Christmas gifts.
Okay.
She was in a very abusive relationship. We can talk about this at some point in the future. But she was given permission to buy us gifts this particular year. And she had asked me what I wanted. And I told her that I wanted this Britannica encyclopedia and dictionary set that I saw on TV, which it was like $19.99 and 1,700 pages of 19 or whatever. And like that was a lot of money for us. Just the $19.99 was a lot of money. And I was like, I will not get this. But I got like the first, and then they like would send them in parts or something. And then I got the dictionary, thesaurus, and then the encyclopedia set parts started coming. I was so excited about that, and I would just sit up and read. And I was like, when I flipped through, I'm like, wait, this is way too much to read. But I was like, my mom probably took a beating because she had asked to buy us something. And then now she got it, which probably would have been another beating when, he finds out that she got this.
Right.
So I am going to read every single page. And I did. And I started writing poetry out of that because I used to feel like the words were so poetic. I do identify as a poet too. Although I don't write as much because I've been healed from depression.
Hallelujah.
Because the only time I would muse is in deep depression, and that's when, poetry would come out. But I've not written in years because I've been healed.
That sounds like my son.
Okay.
He did the same thing, and he won't write anymore. He doesn't write anymore.
Yeah.
Now, the writing, on the other hand, for me, I hated writing. As a matter of fact, I did not want to go to college because I knew that there would be a lot of writing involved. And it was expected of me because I loved to read. And the person that's sitting here talking to you now is not the person that I was back then, like I had to pronounce. That is not a word. It's the. And I had to speak not the Queen's English, but I had to pronunciate everything correctly. And so I people talked about me and teased me because of the way that I spoke. But anyway, it was expected of me. And my family, my dad's family, we have a newspaper that was started the year that I was born.
You are full of surprises.
Oh.
You just loved it. Look on it.
So it was always an expectation that I was going to be some type of writer. And as much as I yelled and screamed, I hate writing, I hate writing, I hate writing, I still, when I worked at the paper, guess what I had to do?
Yeah.
I just wanted to proofread. I wanted to edit. I wanted to put stuff together. I wanted to lay it out on the pages. I didn't want to write anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It is so much fun learning about you.
I had so much fun learning about you.
Girl, I am a bore.
No, you're not.
A stick in the mud.
Oh, please. Oh, please. You and that cereal now.
I had 3 bowls today.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
And I'm not counting the 3 dry handfuls.
Oh, see, I eat them dry.
I've had a lot of cereal today. My stomach is going to let me have it tonight, I'm sure. Because I've had the weirdest combination of food today. But those 3 bowls of cereal, 4 maybe, were really good. Were really good. Really good.
God bless.
Because I'm going to need it.
Uh-huh.
Well, people, you have learned some things about who we are. What we're hoping that you can get from this episode is that we are a lot. We are perfectly flawed.
Yes.
And flawlessly perfect.
Yes. I
just did that. I just made that up right then.
See, look at you.
Okay. Then dang on the encyclopedia. No.
I want to talk about those encyclopedias. I had some too.
Did you?
Yes. I sure did.
Oh my goodness. But yes, hopefully you all were able to get some jewels out of this conversation. There'll be more to come. Many, many more to come. And you already know where to tune in to find us and when to find us on Thursdays. Of course, every Thursday we'll be dropping episodes and dropping some gems and some nuggets about who we are and how we live to thrive. To be absolutely gorgeous and fabulous in every way.
Every way. Even perfectly flawed.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Even that. So, if you'd like more, catch us next time on the A. You remember that A?
Yes, I remember that A.
I
I love it. I love it.